It's Dave here from Amplify, and I'm talking to Rodney Atkins. You don't
What's
know
up,
him?
Dave?
You don't know him? Go find out. If you do know him, well, sit back. We're going to have a chat. How are you, man? How you going?
Good, doing great, man. Good to see you.
That's good. Same here, same here. Tell me, did you always want to be a music artist? What was the intention when you were growing up?
You know, my parents asked me, they said when I was like 6 years old, what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I said, how do you get to be Charlie Daniels? And what I wanted to do was write songs. I didn't want to be an artist in front of people singing. I
Yeah,
just wanted to write songs.
yeah.
Um, that was the dream.
Okay. And so when did that start? Did that start early, or did that start? Was it a kid thing, or was it a in your 20s, or
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I loved to sing, but I like to do it not in front of people, not in front of
okay.
anybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I got in high school, started playing guitar, had a girl just broke my heart. That made me want to write songs and get
Yeah.
out of that little
Yeah.
town I grew up in.
That's called country music. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I started writing songs uh, probably high school, probably 16, 17.
Yeah.
And just so I grew up in East Tennessee, a little town. I think it's 480 people or something, Cumberland Gap. And then so I started moving closer. It's about 4.5, 5 hours from Nashville. And so I went to college. I played baseball a couple of years, found out I wasn't that good at baseball,
Yeah.
and then kept moving closer to Nashville.
Yeah. 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 My eyes have fogged up. I'm trying
Oh
to get.
no,
I'm fogged here. Well, it's
you're
just
putting off heat.
yeah, it looks like a light reflection, but it's actually some condensation.
Yeah,
Um,
putting off heat.
so you when you played baseball, you played with an intent to go on and do something professionally?
Maybe. I don't know. I just love playing
Oh,
baseball. I don't
okay.
know if I really thought I could make it that far. Some of the guys that I wound up playing with in college were great. They got drafted. I
Cool.
don't know if any of them ever played, moved on. But yeah, I wound up, I would take my guitar
Yep.
on
Yep.
baseball trips and they would ask me to play songs. And that was kind of the first way I started playing in front of people was,
Cool.
my mates.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so actually, I've stayed in Knoxville over there. Go to the Toms. Uh,
Yeah, that I was right next. I was born right
right
next
near
to
it.
Knoxville and Greenville.
Okay, so 30 years ago, what's happened in the last 30 years? Give us a brief rundown of your music career in the last 30 years.
Holy
Your
smoke!
highlights and low. Well, basically, you know,
So I was signed to my record deal
yep,
in '96. And then just a brief 10 years later, I finally had a hit. It took 10 years of just grinding it out, and then I had four number ones in a row,
cool.
and kind of been on the road touring, making music ever since.
Yeah,
But '96 was when I moved to town to Nashville in '95,
yep,
and then was signed in '96, and had my record label. I'm on the same label after all these years, and they were just committed to letting me figure out who I was and not to chase trying to sound like somebody else or do what other people or follow trends. They encouraged me to kind of find my own voice, figure out how to record my own records, and
cool.
it was cool.
Big culture shock moving from 480 people to Nashville.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I was very intimidated the first time I came into Nashville and saw the big buildings. Man, there's a big Batman looking building in Nashville that I remember being intimidated by that. My first time in Nashville, I came and I played what's called a writer's night. Um, Back in '94, '93, '94. Um, and I'll never forget my first time I played a writer. That's where songwriters get up and take turns playing songs. I'll never forget. I got a business card from a guy said, "Come into my office," and I'd never been to Music Row. And Music Row is a trippy place that It's where publishers, record labels, and music business is. It's a small area in Nashville, and I'll never forget. So there's one-way streets and two-way alleys, and I was crossing the street with a guitar and a backpack, and a truck pulled up and almost hit me. So I'm trying to find my way to where I'm supposed to go, and it was Garth Brooks was in the truck, and he stopped 3 inches from me. I'm sorry, buddy. You okay? I said, yeah, I'm good. And I
Right.
walked on across that alley to the meeting was in a place called the UA Tower, and I was trying to find the entrance. It was all mirrored all around the building. Finally found the door, set my guitar down to open it. My backpack fell over, and an arm came across me. And this is my first time in Nashville. And an arm came across me and said, "Let me get that door for you, son." And it was Merle Haggard. So my first time I almost got killed by Garth Brooks, and then Merle Haggard opened my first door.
That's enough. We've done enough. We've done enough. We stood stop there, and I'm not sure we're going to get any better than that. What? How would you describe your sound?
30 years ago. It's country. It's country music, man. It's
Country music. Okay, so if I was interviewing bands or whatever with 30 years behind them, they talk about how their sound changed over time and they went from here to there and they introduced something and something and something and something. Is country, is yours sort of the same from the start to now? Because is there much difference between the digital changes in the last 30 years for country music, or is it all ballady and, the same sort of twangy sort of sound?
I'll say this from the first time I tried to sing in the studio over the next 5 or 6 years, just trying to learn to sing in a studio. It changed quite a bit. But from the time I started having hits in
It's been the same.
2005, 2006, I don't think it's changed at all. I
If
don't
it
think it's
ain't,
changed
if it
very
ain't
much.
break, don't fix it.
It's do what you do, man.
Do
Yeah.
what you do. Do what you. If the fans like you, why do you come back and try something different? Okay.
Uh, Stay true.
Love the hat. You picked up a hat and it just happens to have your new album name on it. Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah, heck yeah.
True South, what's it all about? New album.
True South. That I say it's about friends, family, and the good Lord. That's consistently what I sing about. Um, you know, it's interesting. I think True South, it's not necessarily about geography, it's about the things that made me the values that I got, the good things about me from growing up, where I grew up, the way I grew up. It's not about going back in time really, but it's about those things that I'm trying to raise my kids now.
Yeah.
Um like I say, your faith and your family and your community, the people around you, trying to celebrate those things. That's what the whole record is. I've never been a big love song guy. uh these are life songs that I think people can relate to, or I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what are the signature tracks? What are the ones you'd direct me to if I was picking the album up?
Well, True South is definitely one of my favorites. It's just kind of a front porch tap your foot kind of song. First line is, "We don't smoke meth, smoke brisket."
That's
And
it's cool.
and there's a song on there called "The Years Are Short." It's about having kids, but I think anybody can relate to it. It's the days are long and the years are short. If you got kids, you can definitely relate to days being very long, and then you
Yeah. Yeah.
one day you're marking their height on the pantry door, and the next day they're looking you in the eyes. Man, I don't know how it happens.
Yeah.
Um, there's a song called "Toys in the Dirt" that I love. Um, there's a tune called "Believe Me" that I love. That my wife is a singer songwriter. Rose Falcon. She's got new music out there now too. Um, and she wrote the song, and I didn't even know she wrote it. And I said I wanted to record it. Somebody else sent it to me. I think "Believe Me" is a special song. Um, well, now I'm blank on the tunes on the record.
No, that's all right.
Silver
That's all right.
Bullets. The years are short. Silver Bullets is cool. Um,
Have you toured it yet?
hell of it, huh?
Have you toured the album yet?
Yeah, we're out playing new songs now. That it took me probably 4 or 5 years to make the record, so I got to go. I like trying songs out on the road in the real world for real people,
Sure.
um, away from the music business people.
Yep,
I
yep,
never
yep.
would have had a hit if I listened to them.
So what tours and events are coming up? What's happening?
We're just kind of out hitting it, all year. The touring season starts picking up about now.
Yep,
We're out like next week. I think I've got 5 shows.
yep, yep, yep,
We're
yep.
out hitting it coast to coast. We got to get over to Australia though.
Hey, yeah, it's a long way, man. It's a long swim. So,
Yeah, but I'd love it. It's my kind of everybody that I've talked to from there. Just it sounds like my the hometown I grew up in, man.
well, we got the Tamworth Music Festival. It's been going for a long time, and we've got a decent country music scene. So I think you'd fit in if you came on over. That's for sure.
Yeah, a
Okay.
buddy of mine, new artist named Chase Matthew, just came to Australia and played some shows. He said, "Man, you got to go. It's one of those special places on earth."
It's apart from the actual uniqueness of Australia, the fauna and flora. We've got fans that I don't know whether it's the distance, but they sort of lap up live music. So most of the bands, most of the heavy bands, everyone that comes here seems to enjoy it. And I think if you look back at ABBA or something like that, I think Australia made them to start with because they were really
Yeah,
popular here, and it really got them going. So it's a strange thing for such a small country. If you could
they're good
perform,
people.
if you could perform, did you catch up with Garth afterwards?
Yeah, I've run into him a few times through the years. He's always great.
Have you
Always,
told him the story?
I don't know if I've told him the story or not, man. I ran into those guys back then
Yeah, yeah,
quite a
yeah,
bit. I used to cut firewood and deliver it to Alan Jackson's house back then.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Well,
one of my many jobs.
another superstar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, if you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose? Why?
Love to do a duet with Charlie Daniels, man. I love Charlie Daniels. He was a great dude.
Yeah,
Like I said, I looked up to him, a huge influence. Um, I mean, Charlie Daniels got Elvis
yeah,
alive. I mean, Alan Jackson would be awesome. I love Alan Jackson. Love what he did, what he stood for, how the songs he
yeah,
sang.
yeah, 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 yeah. What are the long-term aspirations still? After 30 years, do you still have any long-term aspirations, or is it day after day?
Heck yeah, man. You still want to, still want to have hits, still want to get out there and tour. I love people. I don't like packing and the traveling, but I love being somewhere else playing music with a crowd. There's just nothing like hearing a crowd singing your songs back to you. I like being able to just shut up and let the people sing.
And would you say you're in a more conscious state these days? Because as you get older, you tend to become um, less demand and more acceptance. And I suppose, especially if you're spiritual, you get to a place where you just allow it to occur. And
Absolutely.
you did have some challenges in your life back, 20 years ago, whatever it was, 15, 20 years ago, which are great, which everyone has, which they learn from. So are you in a pretty sweet sort of create and play place, or do you still have
Yeah,
some?
we all have challenges. It's all relative to your situation. But you learn that what seems like is out of your control, I think the good Lord's got it in his hands. He's got a plan, and you trust in that a whole lot more the older you get, or you should anyhow. Although you wrestle with worry and all that kind of stuff, but
And this and,
God is good.
and the stupid world that you've got going over there at the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah,
that's
surrounded by stupid people.
stupid, greedy people.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what piece of advice, you've got 30 years, what piece of advice would you give to a young music artist now in the country sphere? You know, I keep on thinking, just hop on a plane and go to Nashville because basically, if you immerse yourself in that sort of an environment, it's going to be pretty hard not to develop some sort of a culture around it.
For sure, it's music is everywhere here. Um, Probably the best advice what I was fortunate enough to do um, is find your own voice. You know, take your influences, listen to it, take in what you can, but take the time to figure out who you are that's going to
Yeah,
separate you from the fray of all those singers. And there's so many great, incredible singers. I don't think I'm a great singer,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but find the songs that are going to separate you from everybody else if you can.
yeah, and work hard and be patient
Yep.
because
You got to have a
basically
work ethic
every career is 10 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's not, you know,
for sure.
anyone that says something's overnight, have a look back into their history. All right, let's these are a bit of those shitty questions you hate because they're just you know, challenging sort of questions, inane in some ways, but they're in every bloody interview because they're a bit entertaining. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Having said that, most artists don't answer this question, but what's the craziest thing you've ever done? Then
The craziest
you
thing.
can pass.
Um, what's the craziest thing I've ever done?
I
Probably
suppose
back when
move
I was
from
a kid, jumping off cliffs into the lake. That was kind of stupid. That was really stupid. I won't tell my kids that I did that.
really well. I think if they listen to the interview, they've just found out. What what's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
It'd either be Jesus or my kids.
And the Jesus, is that has that been there since the start, or is that did you discover that later in life? You know,
What's that?
the religion, Jesus.
No, I grew up. My dad directed choirs in church when I was a kid, so I was
Okay.
always around it and became, God's become even more and more real the older I get, though, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What's the thing you like most about yourself? Your mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife really doesn't like that. It was a beard, so it's better. Um, about myself, I don't know, man. I'm patient. I'm very patient. I'm
Yeah, I
very
think that
calm and patient.
I think that's necessary in today's world. Okay, these are. Let's finish on this. These are all time or current. You can choose whatever. Favorite album?
Hmm.
People hate them. That's why. I'm the
Of another artist.
whatever. Well, that's right. Usually it's the favorite album and
Yeah.
then
It
favorite album.
man, the Garth Brooks No Fences album just lit me up when I was younger, trying to chase music. That album was incredible.
He put the super in superstar. Favorite
Yeah.
artist?
Charlie Daniels.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Um, that's tough. Haven't thought about that in a long time. I haven't seen a good movie in a long time. Field of Dreams was cool.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Kevin. Favorite place to visit?
Um, man, anywhere we're playing music, man, anywhere a crowd shows up that ready to sing some songs.
Do you get back home like to where you originated from, or has everyone sort of moved and passed and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we're actually, I think, doing a show this fall back home. I'm excited about that.
In a
Hadn't been
small
back in a
town.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a university there. It's a tiny community, but there's a school that's having a homecoming. I think it's a homecoming, and so I'm going to play a show there. So I'm excited. I hadn't been back
sensational.
uh, a whole
Favorite
lot.
favorite venue to play?
Man, there's a few of them. Last year we had a sold out show playing the Ryman Auditorium. That was pretty special.
Yeah.
Um, there's places like Red Rocks out in Denver that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. But I got to tell you, man, some of my favorite venues have been sitting in a folding chair with just a guitar in Afghanistan playing for a bunch of Marines and Army soldiers, uh, doing USO runs and Armed Force Entertainment runs. Done several of those things, man. And playing for those men and women is a blast. You'd think they were just partying like crazy out there in the middle of nowhere, but those are some cool times.
And there's a lot of gratitude in it because I'm sure they're very thankful to see, something.
Yeah, they are. They're special, man. Absolutely.
Favorite food? Almost done.
The roast beef, mashed potatoes, man.
That's a good old country meal. Favorite drink?
Lemonade.
Really? Full strength?
Yep, full on.
Favorite person in history, apart from me?
That's got to be Jesus, man.
That's enough. Favorite thing? Do you have a tattoo or you clean skin?
Yeah, I do have
That's your favorite. What is that?
It's just my son. He's a Libra, my firstborn. I got to get 2 more now.
You got three kids.
Yeah, 3 boys.
That's it, man. That's it. That's all there is. We just
rock.
It's pretty quick. It's never. I'm always more interested to have an hour and try and get someone crying in 15 minutes and get a bit deep and down. When you do these music interviews, you sort of just go through the same sort of questions because the artist wants to get out some different bits and pieces about whatever. So we do.
Yeah,
but
you're fun though.
People should catch up with Rodney, check out his stuff. And he'll be near you soon sometime. So keep an eye out for him and get True South. Good on you, bud.
Please do.
All the best. Thanks for your time. Man.
Thank you, brother. It's great talking to you. Really enjoyed it.
You take care.
See you, man.